So to solve this compound inequality, we know that we want the x that is in the middle of the inequality by itself. So that means we need to undo everything that's been done to this middle term. So if we look at this, we see that x is multiplied times 3. It has 4 subtracted from that quantity. That entire quantity is divided by 5. Now, we will undo everything in reverse order. So, we're going to first multiply all 3 terms by 5. Now remember, multiplying by 5 is the same thing as multiplying by 5 over 1. And that when we multiply fractions, we multiply top times top, bottom times bottom. So on the left, we have negative 10 over 3. That is less than or equal to 3x minus 4, because 5 over 5 is 1. And that is less than 5 over 3. And now we need to add, and we do need to be working with just fractions, because we're going to write our answer in interval notation using either integers or fractions, but no decimals. So now we're going to add 4 to all 3 terms. And this is going to simplify based on changing our 4 to fractions. So a 4 is 4 over 1, but in terms of thirds, and that's what our denominator needs to be, since the denominator in the first inequality is, on the left is negative 10 thirds, on the right we have 5 thirds, so we know we want to write 4 as a certain number of thirds. And the equivalent quantity of thirds to 4 is 12 thirds. So we'll rewrite 4 as 12 thirds. So now I'm going to simplify. I have minus 10 thirds plus 12 thirds. That gives me 2 thirds. That will be less than or equal to 3x minus 4 plus 4 is 3x plus 0, which is just 3x. And that is less than 5 thirds plus 12 thirds is 17 thirds. So that is my new simplified inequality. I'm going to a new screen and put that in for you. Okay, so now in the middle we have 3x. So we can either divide by 3, or probably a better way to think about it, how do I get 1x if I've got 3x? How about we multiply by the reciprocal? And we multiply all 3 terms by that reciprocal. The reciprocal of 3 over 1 is 1/3. So I'll have 2 thirds times 1/3. That is less than or equal to 3x times 1/3. That is less than 17 thirds times 1/3. So now multiplying our fractions, top times top, bottom times bottom, we have 2/9 is less than or equal to 3 over 1 times 1/3 is 3 over 3, or 1x. We'll just leave that as x. And then that is less than 17/9. So we know that x lies between 2/9 and 17/9. The solution set includes 2 nights, but it does not include 17 nights. So now interval notation of this. So let's think about what it looks like. And I like to draw a graph on these. So we're talking about, there's 0. So this is 2 nights, and this is 17 nights. And we know that it is the area of the number line in between these. So x is in between these two endpoints. Then we need to think about, do we use the square bracket or do we use the parenthesis? So since the 2 nights has a less than or equal to, that means that it can be, 2 nights can be part of the solution set, so we use a square bracket. Similarly, since the 17 nights, x is less than, only less than the 17 nights, that means that endpoint, 17 nights, is not included, so that will be a parenthesis. So now we're looking at a graph, and now let's translate this into interval notation. Starting all the way over to the left from negative infinity, we don't have anything in our solution set until we get to 2 nights. So we know it's going to be 2 nights, comma, 17 nights. And since 2 nights is included, because that inequality is less than or equal to, it will be square bracket on the left. But this is just an equal to, just a less than. There is no equal to. So x is not equal to 17 nights. It's only less than 17 nights. That will be a parenthesis. And so that is the interval that satisfies this compound inequality.